Hey everybody, Coach Troy here, and today we're checking out Fatal Run for the Atari 7800. And in this post-apocalyptic racing game, you must travel to various towns delivering medicine while on your way to a missile base which houses a rocket that can save the world. How exactly is a rocket going to save the world? Well, we're going to have to open this up to find out, right? Hey, so a little while ago I ordered this. It came with the gamepad. Very excited to check that out as well. And yeah, there was 3 games that came out. There was this, Food Fight, and Ninja Golf. And I don't know, this is one that I just thought I might enjoy the most out of the 3. So this is one I got, and let's check out what's inside the box here first. Now open it up. Right on top, we got that 7800 logo. Just like all the rest of them. Pretty neat. I got a sleeve on there, nice Atari sleeve with artwork that is just like the top here. It's actually really cool. Let's take a look at that for a second. Look at that, those cars racing and all that fire and explosions, and I don't know. I think it's a cool pick on the front there. Inside, yep, we got our cart as usual. Graphic side upside down with how the game is inserted. And in here we've got instructions, right? This is something I wish I would have held on to with all the old games I got, because man, it is so important to read the instructions. I would have done so much better gaming as a child had I actually done this. The only ones I did that for was the RPGs, which I actually like the most because I did the best, probably because I read the instructions. Go fig. Anyways, and in here, yeah, you got an 11-page booklet, so it's got everything in there. With, of course, a little picture of the gamepad there, you know, in case you didn't buy it, because you're going to need 2 buttons, I believe. Ooh, here's the story. The year is 2089. A collision with a comet has left the Earth reeling from radiation poisoning. Ooh. There's little hope for humanity's survival. It is up to you to help the few people remaining. You must leave the protective fortress Albagon and deliver the newly developed radiation vaccine to the few survivors. Your journey will not be an easy one. Nefarious henchmen are waiting to knock you off and steal the vaccine to ensure that they will survive to rule the planet. Every driver on the road is out to get you. Your only hope is to get them first. You must find the rocket poised to launch a satellite that can nullify the effects of this cosmic accident that turned the world upside down. If you're sharp enough to learn and remember the secret code words, and tough enough to live to use them, you can launch the rocket and save the world. Good luck, humanity is in your hands. Sounds a little dramatic. But if the rocket is all that's needed to launch up and then everyone survives, why is everyone trying to kill each other? I don't know. Typical political stuff, I'm sure. Otherwise, yeah, the game just gives you pretty much the rundown of, you know, we got your shops in there, weapons and what they do, a little strategy. Whoa, there's actually 32 levels in all. Okay. Alright, but enough of reading this crap. Let's get to playing the game. Alright, as we get into it, we got this rockin' music here. This opening screen looks... it almost looks a little bit Commodore 64-ish. The sparkling font on the top, that's definitely Commodore 64-ish. But you got 2 options, new game or continue. Well, let's get into a new game here. And you start off right away racing. Now, if you look on the bottom right side of the screen, you can see you're cycling through your different things here. We got shields, machine guns, oil slicks, smoke screens, and a missile. So you got options for attacking your enemies. Boom. Looking at it straight away, it kind of looks like pole position. It's supposed to be post-apocalyptic, but you know, it looks a little too nice out. Controls are pretty simple here. Forward makes you go faster, back is brake, and then your buttons will, boom, cycle through weapons, or there's my machine guns right there. And the trick is to get to the next time without letting these guys slow you down too much. Ooh, sometimes they take each other out. Oh, see that little ball on the screen? Occasionally, those things will pop up as little bonuses. If you get them, they'll give you, like, repairs to your vehicle or weapons. Oh, there's the city. Look at that rising out in the distance. Alright, here's the city, and oh, look at that! You can see, ooh, some people alive and some people are turning into gravestones. I don't know what the aesthetic is here. We're supposed to be post-apocalyptic, but we got kids with balloons and hot dog vendors and cheerleaders. The background is a little beat up, but it looks way too cheerful. Sounds too cheerful. So here we are at the end of the stage. You can go and fix up your car going over it. You can see what is damaged, what needs to be fixed. Pretty sure my front bumper is gone. Yeah, it's at 0. So you just go up here, you click the things you want to buy a bumper. It's going to cost me $150. You can buy smoke screens, fuel, retread the tires. Maybe I want some more guns. Look at this guy here with his eye patch. And a leather jacket with a skull and crossbones. Yeah, these are rough dudes. And then the happy music as I move on to my next destination. Yeah, look at the city in the background. You know, it's looking beat up, but the music's too happy and the colors are too bright. I don't know. Back out on the road again. So there we go. Now, I did actually end up going through this entire game and beating it. It was, it wasn't the most difficult game, and it didn't take too long. It was more just a matter of, putting the time in. So I did go through, finished, saw the cool end credits, all that good stuff. And so, I think I have enough now to actually give this my full opinion. Now, first off, things I like. Right away, that intro screen. I do like that artwork. It reminds me of some old C64 kind of cool stuff there. Music, while, obviously not, you're still got that old Atari chip in there, but I like the way it sounded. The music was decent in the intro. Sound while playing, there's lots of squealy tires. Once you do upgrade your tires all the way, though, those squeals go away, so there's that. And, music while the game is being played, it's actually about perfect, because if it was too loud or too much, since the sound quality isn't so great with the 7800, I think it would have, been annoying and in the way, but it wasn't bad. Your guns made some noise, and I'd say sound quality overall was about as good as, you can expect. Could be better, sure, but it wasn't terrible, and it didn't take away from the game. Now, the actual graphics were a little bit all over the place. I did like the way it looked. I think it could have been better, Pole Position 2 had a much better looking background and, road set up there. They could have taken a little more from that, so it wasn't quite up to snuff there. When you get into the towns, the villages, actually, it really reminded me of Zombies Ate My Neighbors. All those little sprites of the jumping people, the cheerleaders that turned into gravestones and whatnot. Just the people just driving by that are chilling, and some of them erupted into gravestones. I don't know, ridiculous, super campy. Music for that was way too happy and nice with that just ruined city in the background. I don't know. So the graphic, they didn't quite match up. They were decent, but they weren't, they didn't quite match up to... Oh, hello, cats. Speaking of car wrecks. They just didn't... I don't know. They were too all over the place. Gameplay, alright. Now, this is, it was the driving was okay, but it was not as good as, Pole Position was much better driving game. And what the battling in, the guns and the missiles and whatnot, what they added to it, I don't think was enough to balance out what they lost in the driving, if that makes sense, okay? They're adding more, obviously, but they didn't add quite enough to really make up for it. So I don't think I would actually rather play pole position, sadly. But I do like that this game had more of a story. You know, you have an objective. This is what you're trying to do. And I liked that you could actually upgrade your vehicle. The fact that you're trying to do repairs and upgrade your vehicle, that added a lot to the game. I really like that. So the shop aspect, I was a big fan of, and I think that's kind of what made the game. The fact that I was actually trying to get a better car, build a better car. And I absolutely love the fact that there was a password system. Oh God, that just, 32 levels. It's a long game. You could beat it in one sit down, but it's gonna take you a while. Now the difficulty, it didn't really seem to increase a whole lot as you went on to more levels. There were some different enemies, like motorcycles came into play, different color cars, but I really couldn't tell the difference between them. And I didn't like exactly how the combat worked on the road. You're supposed to sideswipe, but it was hard to tell. And when you did that, sometimes your armor would reduce like that. And so that would really drain you, and that would drain a lot of your money. Guns, you could hear them, but you couldn't see any bullets, so it was hard to see what was exactly hitting. But as long as you stayed kind of behind them and kept firing, eventually you'd blow things up. And the missiles were nice when they hit, but it was so hard to make a missile hit. They pretty much had to be right in front of you. Yeah, those were tough. So yeah, the combat could have been done a lot better. I love the fact that the game actually had an ending. Not a lot of them, these arcade ports have endings, so this one was good to see that you could actually beat it and get to that final cutscene at the end, which was cool to see because, not all games that came out at this time actually had finishing, cutscenes like that. Sometimes you just get some text. So, all in all, this game, it's okay, but I'm probably not going to come back to it often. I might every now and again do it, but now that I already beat it too, I'll probably just go and play those last 4 stages. I don't think I'm going to start from the beginning and try to get through all 32. You just don't get that sense of progression because all the levels, while the colors may change, they all kind of feel the same. So if you like driving and shooting and you got a 7800, you may want to look into it, but otherwise I feel that there's other games out there, even from around this area, that did it better. But if you don't mind mindlessly driving and blowing up cars in front of you and running them off the road, you just might like this one. Anyway, tell me what you think about this game if you've played it. What are your thoughts? Am I missing something? Or am I summing it up just about right? This is Coach Troy, and I'll see y'all next time.
Thanks for joining me as I start my journey into the world of retro gaming. If you're interested in my other hobbies of fitness or board games, check out my other channel. This is Coach Troy. I'll see y'all next time.